Good evening, everybody. The Music Fan is back, bringing smiles to the faces, knowledge to the people, and most importantly, music to the masses. Tonight, we are continuing on with my top 50 songs of 2021. One quick rule: I'm only doing one song per album. There were a bunch of albums that I could have picked 2 or 3 songs from to put onto my top 50, but I want to give enough representation from as many albums as possible. As you will see throughout this list, there are some songs that are on this list where the album is nowhere near close to my top 50 list or my honorable mentions. If you don't see your favorite song on here, there are a couple reasons why it could have been. One, maybe I didn't listen to that album, or two, maybe it is a song that is from an album that I already had a song from and could have just missed that cut. Either way, let me know your favorite songs in the comments. And one other thing that I forgot to bring up from the first part is not all of these songs are going to be singles. I am choosing particularly my favorite songs from an album, singles or otherwise. So some of the artwork that you'll see in the corner may be the artwork from the single itself, or it may be the artwork from the album. So let's get going with part 2. With number 25, we have from Arlo Parks the song Black Dog. This is a gorgeously understated song. Some beautifully flowing piano work, moving in with some other intricate instrumentation. They give this song a beautifully serene and kind of meditative arrangement, but with some very powerful lyrics from Arlo Parks. Most of this song is about a friend who is dealing with depression and suicidal thoughts. She's trying to get this person to be in a better space. She's singing, "Just take your medicine and eat some food. I would do anything to get you out your room," is a really touching lyric, and especially with a powerful chorus of "it can be so cruel what your mind can do for no reason." And with someone who's dealt with depression, as well as people who I've known that have had depression, yeah, it's a really shitty thing sometimes for your brain to just tell you something that you don't want to hear and kind of mess up your mood. A really understated yet powerful song. Number 24, along with that same vibe, from Lucy Dacus, we have Please Stay, the penultimate song from her home video album. And boy, is it a powerful song. Another one of these ones where Lucy is talking to either a friend or a lover who is in a really bad spot, and she sees what is going on with them and wants to do everything that she can to help out, but also doesn't want to see this person suffer. The lyricism in here, the storytelling is absolutely gorgeous. Starting off with her seeing that this person's place is in such a state of disarray, and then this person telling her that they love her and making it sound like it might be their last time being able to say that. Absolutely heartbreaking. But then hopefully a glimmer of hope from her side, where she's telling him many different things that they could be doing instead of, ending it that day, cutting your hair, changing your job, go back to school. And then the powerful line is, "Call me if you need a friend, or never see me again, but either way, please stay." Such a powerful message. And for an album that already had so many powerful moments, this is the one that sticks out to me the most. Number 23, from Sufjan Stevens and Angelo De Augustine, we have Reach Out. Such a gorgeous song from another gorgeous album from Sufjan Stevens. And the addition of Angelo on harmony throughout most of the song makes for an absolutely gorgeous chorus melody. I just love the sereneness and kind of like magical nature of this song. Honestly, just a really beautiful moment, and one of the more beautiful songs that I heard all year. Number 22, from Wolf Alice, we have Safe from Heartbreak, If I Never Fall in Love. One of these more fun chanting song, something that I've definitely have played on repeat because it's so short and simple, yet so effective. A song about feeling like you've been used by another person and quitting that before things get worse. And then from there, finding solace in being alone because you can be safe from heartbreak if you never fall in love. It's mostly an acoustic ballad, but there's a lot of beautiful vocal layerings as the song goes on. The harmonies are gorgeous, and I love the outro of just a cappella. A very powerful song in such a short period of time. Number 21, from Churches, we have Violent Delight. Another album where a bunch of songs could have made this particular part of the list. Anything from California to Asking for a Friend to How Not to Drown. But this one stands out because this one feels a little bit different from a lot of Church's songs. The kind of like techno-ish 90s, early 2000s beat from the drum work, especially with that backbeat, so killer. And yes, it gets a little bit repetitive at times, but it is such a driving force when the rest of the arrangement feels a little bit more atmospheric, especially when the melody is honestly cute at times. I really appreciate the use of like arpeggios from the verses moving into a more powerful chorus. The violent delights keep creeping into my nights, as she's screaming, I will never sleep alone again. Very powerful, vivid images coming from her dreams. Some of seeing people go or seeing people get killed. This song is a little bit of a left field approach from Churches, but it works so well. Everything just layered in on top of each other. A really standout song from Churches on an amazing album. Finally, we're into the top 20. And at number 20 from Mastodon, we have Eyes of Serpents, the penultimate song from Grim and Hushed. Again, an album that has so many songs that could have made this list, but I just really enjoy the kind of more understated song from Mastodon. I love the more locomotive pace from the drums and throughout the song. One of the best melodies from Mastodon in a very long time, especially with the powerful chorus. A lot of this album is a tribute to Nick John, who was their former manager, but who passed away from cancer in 2018, right after Emperor of Sand. And this is yet another very emotional song dealing with the loss and letting go. Such a powerful song from Mastodon, from a very powerful album. Number 19, from Olivio Rodrigo, we have Favorite Crime. Yes, out of all the songs that could have made this list, of course, you have A Driver's License and Good For You, among others, but this one touched the most to me, talking about an ex and all the things that had happened and all the things that the ex probably did to you, but at the same time being an accomplice in that act and missing that person and just hoping that they remember the good times as well as you did. A very short and simple and sweet ballad, but with some very powerful vocals from Rodrigo and some really beautiful harmonies on the chorus, especially the power on that last chorus. The lyrics there, absolutely gorgeous. All the things I did just so I could call you mine. All the things you did, I hope I was your favorite crime. Simple, yet really effective. Number 18, kind of that similar vibe, but with a more interesting lyrical content. We have the Getting By from The Killers. Man, they had their Bruce Springsteen moment. A lot of this album talking about small towns and growing up in them and never really leaving them. This song in particular is the ending song from that album, and it is touching upon sometimes life feels small, sometimes it feels like you're not getting enough done, and it feels like everything is kind of closing in on itself. But sometimes you just need to breathe, and sometimes the getting by is just good enough. Another song that has absolutely gorgeous harmony lines on the chorus. Maybe my favorite chorus, or very close to my favorite chorus from 2021. Just a really, really touching song about the simple life. If you haven't checked out this album, you might got pushed away from the idea of it being more Bruce Springsteen, but there's a lot of really good storytelling on this album, so check it out. Number 17 from Spelling, we have Little Deer. This album is absolutely gorgeously produced, and this is no exception. This is the beginning song on the album, and it has so much to offer. The horn parts, beautiful chord progression, the hand drums, so many interesting rhythmic parts, all coming into one with a gorgeous melody throughout. This was such a great way of starting this album, and even though I don't like it as much as some people, I cannot deny how beautiful this song is. Number 16 from Dave, we have Heart Attack. Dave's new album has so much when it comes to the lyrical sense. From what I've seen before, he's always been good with storytelling, and you get a lot of really good storytelling throughout most of this album. There are some songs dealing with immigration in the UK, as well as some songs talking about messing up in a relationship and looking at it from the female perspective. But this song kind of ties a lot of those themes together. Racism in the UK, the idea of street life, the idea of being there as a single mom supporting your kids, the death and destruction of what's going on in the world, all tied into one. A lot of this song kind of feels like stream of consciousness from Dave, which is really interesting because there are very few times where it feels like Dave is pausing to get to the next point. It just feels like it's going on spitfire after spitfire after spitfire. There's even a part where the whole entire arrangement drops out just for him to rap a cappella. Such a profound song with so many poignant lyrics, and honestly the sample behind it is also really gorgeous and works really well with the tone that is coming from Dave. Number 15 from Trivium, we have Like a Sword Over Damocles. I wasn't as much of a fan as this particular album as their previous album, but this is still a really killer song. A lot of really chanted vocals throughout the middle, just a lot of power throughout. Even though like the bridge part gets a little bit long at times, this is a song where it's just at 10 throughout most of the time. I love the flow of each part, and especially when you get into that bridge, you get a lot of really good guitar lines and just a lot of great power overall. Number 14 from Leprous, we have All the Moments. This album is absolutely gorgeous with the addition of string work. It brings a whole new vibe to the Leprous sound. This is the crowning achievement of it. There's so much great string work on the choruses that flow so well in comparison to Einard's vocals on there. What's also great about this is even though like there is this build of intensity going into the chorus, there's also these lulls that work so sweetly to counteract the power of the verses and the choruses. Overall, this is just a very beautiful adventure. I can't wait to see where else Leprous can go from here because they just keep surprising me as they go along. I don't know where else they can go from here. Number 13 from Dream Theater, we have The Alien, a bounce back record from start to finish, and The Alien is a great way of kicking off the album. Some of James LeBray's best vocals in a very long time. The chorus has so much power. I love the interplay of time signatures. It feels like such a amazing ride where you don't really get a lot of time to breathe, but it's just like perfect from start to finish. Number 12, we have from Myles Kennedy, The Ides of March. This was his most powerful song on a really, really beautiful album, dealing with a lot of what has been going on in terms of social unrest in the country and in the world. This one is talking about how things are looking kind of bleak right now, and we have to beware what is coming next, but we can make the change if we also choose to. I really enjoy the kind of more chilled back, kind of loungy approach to the verses, and it shows where Myles Kennedy has always been a great singer because the control there is so beautiful, especially on his falsetto, then building into a really powerful chorus before getting into a really beautiful guitar solo from him, and then finally getting into this more marched approach at the end where we have this call to action. Both Myles Kennedy and Tremonti put out great albums this year, and as you're going to see, definitely Tremonti is going to have a spot on this list as well. But Myles Kennedy, with this song and with this album, is no slouch either. Finally, to round out the top 20, we have at number 11, I Do This All the Time from Self-Esteem. This is the clear case of an album that did not do anything for me, but this song spoke to me. This song is basically a spoken word poem of Self-Esteem speaking to herself in both hateful and loveful terms, which is really, really human, and one of the more human approaches to this type of topic that I've heard in a very long time. It is absolutely heartbreaking at times and also very uplifting at times as well, just like the choruses. Each time a new voice, a new harmony comes in and builds off what has come before in terms of the chorus. And this chorus, my God, is one of the most simplistic yet powerful choruses that I have ever heard. Look up, lean back, be strong. You didn't think you'd live this long. Be as one, hold on, steady stand, for as long as you think you can. All of that is beautiful because there is this strength, but there's also this willingness to accept that through the strength there will be some down times, and that you just have to keep moving as much as you can. For as long as you think you can, that is very powerful to me, because I know there are days where it's not going to always be there for you. So steady stand as long as you think you can. You didn't think you'll live this long. All of it. All of the lyrics here are super powerful. And trust me, even though this is just number 11, we're talking about number 11 out of 2,000 songs that I've listened to last year. So even though this is number 11, it is still an incredible song. If you need a very uplifting song, this is one that you should definitely take a look at. Number 10, we have Big Red Machine with Phoenix. This song might not be as interesting in terms of lyrical content, but this is a song that I've been humming to myself for a very long time since I've heard it. Big Red Machine is a collaboration of Aaron Dessner from The National and Justin Vernon from Bon Iver. But this song also includes Anais Mitchell and Fleet Foxes, making for an incredible pairing and just an absolutely gorgeous song. Just from the get-go, you get beautiful piano lines, some beautiful vocals from both Fleet Foxes and Anais Mitchell. That chorus is absolutely killer. So memorable. I was trying to find my way. I was thinking my mind was made, but you were making my heart change shape. It's more than I could take now. Absolutely gorgeous, especially when Justin Vernon also adds his voice into the mix. The interlude into the second verse with the layering of horns, so catchy. Really catchy song, really gorgeous. Number 9, from Adele, we have Easy on Me. This was definitely going to make my list. This and one other song I would say are my most mainstream songs that I picked. But how can you not pick this song? Adele's vocals on this song are absolutely gorgeous, especially when you get to the chorus. And the world that has been built around her in terms of the arrangement works so well to show off her voice. One of the best melodies of 2021, and I can see why a lot of people like this album. Number 8, from Coldplay, we have Coloratura. I never thought I would live to see a day where Coldplay would make a 10-minute rock opera song, but it's here, and It's absolutely beautiful, both its lyrics and its music. It has that old school Coldplay vibe from their first few albums, but just added in depth for the 10 minutes that this song runs. And honestly, like it fits really well with the premise of this album, talking about the universe and the lyrics being really poignant, talking about all of the universe, but in this crazy world, I just want to love you. There's so many possibilities in this universe, but there's only one person that you see. Absolutely gorgeous. Number 7, from Tyler the Creator, we have Wilshire. A really interesting look at falling in love with somebody and realizing that even though they do love you as a person, they can't love you back because they're in a relationship with a friend of yours. This is really good storytelling, and even though like the actual arrangement and the music behind it isn't always interesting for the 9 minutes it runs, I am so engrossed on the storytelling. As someone who not necessarily has fallen in love with someone that is going out with a friend of mine, but more of has fallen in love with somebody who knows that they can't reciprocate back because they're in another relationship, and hits really near and dear to my heart. This whole entire album is basically a look on Tyler's life, and even though a lot of really good things and a lot of affluent things are happening in his life, he still hasn't found that one person. And this is one really amazing way to basically end that album. Such good storytelling, and it makes up for some of the faults that come from the arrangement. Number 6, the other really, really common choice, but I love the song no matter what. It is from Silk Sonic, Leave the Door Open. Man, such a catchy song. I love this album. It is the most fun I have had all of 2021 in terms of an album. The combination of Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak makes for a hell of a team. The song is so catchy, so fun, so silly. It's so effective. And honestly, the music video, it's also simple, yet super effective. If you haven't checked out the rest of Silk Sonic, please do. I implore you. Also check out the music videos because all of them are a lot of fun. All right, top 5. Number 5, we have from Steven Wilson, we have Personal Shopper. This is a hell of a droning, yet really fun and addictive song. Very simplistic, yet it builds so well throughout. This is a song that's super addictive, and it works so well with the message about being addicted to shopping and consumerism. Really mysterious and kind of haunting at times, but the ride is worth it. And just like the song, the music video also leaves an impression on you, but I would say watch it at your own risk because it is kind of also haunting. Even though I didn't like this Steven Wilson album as much as some other previous solo projects, this is a very standout song in his massive collection. Number 4, from Liquid Tension Experiment, we have Key to the Imagination. Another song where it just flows so well from beginning to end. This song is 13 minutes long, and for an instrumental, that's kind of hard to keep attention to the whole entire time. But like a lot of other prog songs that are very minimal in its movement but work so well as it goes along, this is another one of those in those vein. They add one little thing every 8 or so bars that make it really interesting and make you want to listen to the next part. It builds, it grows, it crescendos, and that peak once you get there shows that the ride beforehand was worth it. Just a really, really fun song. Feels very spy-esque at times, but also tends to also have a really beautiful ending in terms of like a guitar solo and keyboard solo. Even though it is 13 minutes long, it is worth the whole entire ride. Number 3, from Biffy Clyro, we have Witch's Cup. There were a couple other songs that definitely could have fit this particular spot, especially number 3. Hunger in Your Haunt comes to mind, as well as Unknown Male 1. But this one, in terms of an album that deals a lot with existentialism, really spoke to me. This song is mainly about like religious cults, but this also has like that idea of questioning what goes on at the end of life. The river below or the heaven above. It really does talk about that questioning of it and the idea of wanting to, kind of live forever in a way. We all die, but you're hoping that you might be that one that gets to survive and live forever, whether it's actually physically or in remembrance. But also the arrangement itself is just super bombastic and is really good at building throughout. I really enjoy the more subdued and very minimally arranged verses moving into the more bombastic chorus. And the chord progression is also killer as well. A really fun song about existentialism. It had to make my top 3. Number 2, we have from Tremonti, Marching in Time. This is a crowning achievement from Tremonti. Just like the Ides of March was a crowning achievement for Miles Kennedy and Blackbird was a crowning achievement for Alter Bridge, this is a crowning achievement for Tremonti. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous arrangement. The mixture of 6/8 and 3/4, the really strong melody work from Tremonti, the moments of retrospection from Tremonti in terms of passing down knowledge to someone younger than him and trying to help to make sure that the world is a better place for a younger generation. So you have that really solid lyrical nature, that really solid arrangement, all of it working so well from start to finish. Really solid guitar solo from him, and a ending that starts just like the intro but adds a little bit more depth to make it all come full circle. The 7 minutes are a breeze when it comes to this song. And honestly, could this one, just like Witch's Cup, just like Personal Shopper, just like Key of the Imagination, just like Leave the Door Open, all of these had a shot for the number 1. It is that close. But the only way to top it is to have a song so epic that even at 13 minutes, you keep wanting more. And that is Kingdom of Heaven Part 3 by Epica. This song, just like this album, is epic beyond proportions. And this song just kills it from start to finish. All the instrumentation, the intro that builds so well into the verses. The sung verses are gorgeous. The chorus has so much beautiful energy to it and power, moving into halfway point where you get a powerful operatic chorus and all the little interludes that get you from start to finish. Like, every part is so detail oriented, so fine-tuned, so epic. The second half with the more scream vocals, that's not usually my thing, but all of it just works so well, especially with the flowing and staccato orchestra parts. Like, all of it fits so well from start to finish that it makes for such an immersive journey. Yeah, it's 13 minutes long. It's going to push some people away. But if you have that attention span that want to check it out, I guarantee you're going to get rewarded for an incredible song. Just like a lot of these songs. A lot of incredible songs. And I appreciate you listening to me talk about all of them. A few things that you can do if you enjoyed this video. 1, give it a like. That way I know you're enjoying what I'm doing. Number 2, tell me other songs from 2021 that you enjoyed, your favorite songs from 2021. And number 3, and most importantly, if you've enjoyed what I've been doing, subscribe to my channel. That way I know you're interested in seeing more videos like this in the future. Because trust me, these were just the appetizers. Now we get into the main course. Starting Tomorrow, we'll be diving into my albums of 2021, starting with honorable mentions. So, in order for you to check that out, you have to come back tomorrow. So, until then, this is the Music Fan, and I'm signing off.